I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no hoe. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no killer, but don't push me, fingers itching on that pole.
Hey, what's good, guys? Need cheap and fast Madden 18 coins? Check out coinstarhub.com and use code FLEX for 10% off at checkout. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K Flex, and I'm back with another video. First of all, rest in peace, Tony Sparano. Very sad story. He's only 56 years old. Rest in peace to him. The first coach that actually led my Dolphins to the playoffs in my lifetime. Okay, and he was the only coach up until Adam Gase did it. But so shout out to Tony Sparano, man. And I was gonna do this video of my five favorite Dolphins games, my 5 best Dolphins games. I was gonna do this video. I never got to it. But once he died, I realized that a lot of my 5 favorites are when he was actually the coach. Now, for the record, these are my favorite Dolphins games in my life, okay? That I actually witnessed or that I actually was alive to see, okay? Even if I was alive, I don't know when Dan Marino's the exact year of that fake spike. This is not on my list, guys. I wasn't watching football if I was alive, and if I wasn't alive, well, obviously I wasn't watching. All right, I'm not talking about 1972 winning the Super Bowl. I'm not, because I was not alive, okay, guys. I didn't see these games. They're not my favorite games of all time. It can't be my favorite if I didn't see them, okay? I'm just talking about my favorite games that I have witnessed the Dolphins, and I'm not saying they're the best games, okay? But my favorite games that I have witnessed in my lifetime. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys' favorite games are, and also appreciate the people that already liked and already then commented, you know, notification squad. I appreciate y'all. Now let's get into the video. At number 5, we have the 2007 year when the Baltimore Ravens played the Miami Dolphins and we beat them. Now obviously y'all know all these are gonna be wins. Y'all already know I don't like my favorite games, never a game we lost, but these are all gonna games we won, and we won. And I'm gonna tell y'all why this is so important to me. Now, regular people from the outside looking in, they gonna say 2007 Dolphins went 1-15. Why would that be one of your favorite games of all time? Guys, I don't know if y'all remember, but before the 2008 Lions went winless, okay? Before they became the first team to ever go winless, and then the Browns did it, you know, like 2 years ago, and you know, now it's kind of like, okay, a team can go winless. Back in 2007, a team could not go winless. If you went winless, it's terrible. And you're coming back from that. And it was to the point where almost if we went winless, it felt like to me at my age that it would cancel out the undefeated season if we went winless. If we became the first team to ever not win a game in a season, it would have been terrible, okay? We were 0-13, okay? Ended up finishing at 1-15, but that one game versus the Baltimore Ravens is the reason why we wasn't the first team to go winless. Now, I don't even remember watching the game. Obviously, the game was not going to be on TV where I was at because we was we was 0-13. It was not finna show us on TV. But I don't remember watching it, but I do remember seeing the highlights, and I do remember just being so happy about that game. Just to not be the first team. Obviously, I was upset about the season, but to just not be the first team to go 0-16, like, it's more acceptable now. If a team go 0-16 now, it's like, okay, well, the Browns already did it the line. Back then, my nigga, you did not want to be the first team to go undefeated, bro. I mean, to go winless, bro. You did not want to be the first team to go winless, and I'm so thankful because every time I brought the undefeated season up, niggas would just be like, oh, well, y'all the first team to ever go winless too, and yeah. Thank you, Jesus, that didn't happen. So that's number 5 on my list. That's also the season that actually led the Dolphins to getting Tony Sparano. Coming in at number 4, Dolphins versus Patriots this year. Yeah, last year, Dolphins versus Patriots, primetime game. And honestly, I did not believe we was going to win that game, okay? Next thing you know, we just start beating their heads in, and I don't know how. We was playing the most amazing football I had ever seen. Jay Cutler out here outplaying Tom Brady. That was one of my favorite games I ever watched. And listen, obviously the game wasn't big in the whole season. The Patriots still made the Super Bowl. The Dolphins didn't make the playoffs at all. But to me, my favorite games, man, listen, I can't stand the Patriots, okay? Anytime we beat the Patriots, it's automatically just a wonderful game, okay? Because I love it when anybody beat the Patriots, let alone us. So when we beat the Patriots, it's just one of my favorite games because we lose so much to these motherfuckers, especially in meaningful games. But this was a game that was meaningful for both teams. And we actually came in there and dominated them on prime time, okay? In front of everybody. After we had just embarrassed ourselves on prime time the whole rest of the year, This was the one game where everybody turned up. Xavier and Howard went crazy. He had picked off Tom Brady multiple times. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Even up until like 2 minutes left in the fourth, I thought we was gonna lose again. I thought some crazy shit was gonna happen. I was like, it's no way that this is actually happening right now. And that also got us in prime position to also make the playoffs still, in which case we didn't choke because I think we lost to like the Buccaneers the next week after, or some shit like Dolphins would typically do, you know, beat the Patriots and lose to the Buccaneers. But it was what it was. That's my fourth favorite game that I've ever remember watching. Also, some of this could be recency bias. So maybe like I've seen a better game previously, or I had a better favorite years prior, but you know, when you see something like recently, then it's gonna stick out to you more. So maybe that's just me being recency biased, but I love that game. Going to number 3, we had the Dolphins versus the Jets in 2008. Now in 2008, guys, y'all will remember this was the last time the Dolphins made the playoffs before 2016. And we played the Jets, and I believe it was week 17. Okay, pretty much to go to the playoffs. The Patriots were 11-5, or the Patriots were 10-5, and we were also 10-5. We had to play the Jets, and I remember they had moved the game to prime time, so I was able to watch it. Or it was that they had moved it to 4 o'clock, so I was able to watch it. And I was a little kid. I remember my dad telling me, he's like, if the Dolphins win this game, y'all go to the playoffs. And I was like, are you serious? I never seen the playoffs before in my lifetime. So the Jets were not really playing for nothing. It was too late for them to make the playoffs. The only thing they were playing for is to fuck up our season, and because Brett Favre had just came out of retirement, and this could possibly have been his last game. So I thought in my head that the NFL was going to set this up so that Brett Favre can go out like, oh yeah, we eliminated the Dolphins. Oh, Brett Favre goes out on top. That's why I thought this was set up. But the fact that we actually won that game, I was so happy. Like, and I knew that Tom Brady was going to be back the next year, and it was going to be way tougher to make to the playoffs. See, that year when Matt Castle got hurt, it was like, it was. I mean, when Matt Castle was starting, it was like, this is our chance right here, okay? This is our chance to win the division right here. If it's any year Dolphins are gonna have to win the division, it was that year, and we did. And that's just a preview to show Patriots fans what's gonna happen once Tom Brady retires. He's 40 years old. As soon as he retires, you already know who the division gonna belong to, Patriots fans. Just look back in 2008, okay? Yeah. So the only time I ever seen the Dolphins win the division, and I remember the last play. It came down to the last play of the game. Brett Favre, you know what I'm saying? He ended up playing for the Vikings after, but this could possibly have been his last play of his career. I'm thinking like, oh my God, they're gonna go out fighting. Like, and I remember they went a flea flicker play or some shit. Like, they kept laterally the ball, and I promise you that play felt like it was like 10 minutes long, man. If you guys watch that game, I'll probably have it on the screen. Or if you guys know that game and you're a Dolphins fan, I know you felt like that play was like 10 minutes long, bro. I was like, if this play they don't hurry up and tackle this motherfucker. And they finally tackled him. We made the playoffs. I ain't gonna say what happened after we made the playoffs, but we made the playoffs, and that was the first time I ever seen the Dolphins in the playoffs. Coming in at number 2, Tony Sparano outsmarted the Patriots. The day that Tony Sparano outsmarted the Patriots was a beautiful, beautiful game, okay? When we went into Foxborough in 2008, y'all know what I'm talking about, and bought out the fucking Wildcat, man. I'm telling you, I lost it, because my favorite player of all time was Ricky Williams, okay? That was the person that got me into the Dolphins. So when Ronnie Brown came, first of all, I did not like Ronnie Brown at first just because I loved Ricky Williams so much, and he just replaced my favorite player. But I grew to love Ronnie Brown. So when the Wildcat dropped and they started using both of them, bro, Ronnie Brown rushed for 5 touchdowns on them that day at Foxborough and blew their fucking doors off, and Bill Belichick was lost. That has an all-time, that gotta be on your list. If you have a top 5 favorite games, I don't care how old you are, what you done seen, that Dolphins game gotta be on your list. That's one of the best Dolphins games, and the only reason it's not number probably 1 is because I was so young that I didn't enjoy it like I probably should have enjoyed it. But that was a crazy game, just running Wildcat. I remember I got mad the next year. I started running Wildcat on Madden. I was like, this Wildcat is crazy, bro. Like, I thought it was the future, and then after that we stopped doing it. We stopped doing it. Like the next year we stopped doing it. I thought maybe that was, I guess it was just a surprise thing though. I guess the Dolphins, I thought it was a long-term thing. I'm like, oh, we just created our own formation. At my age, I'm like, oh, we created our own formation. We're gonna be running this forever. But like, we ran it that season. We never ran it back. But that was the game we introduced to Wildcat. We should have introduced it against the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs. That's what we should have did. But who knows if we would have made it if we did. But wow, that game right there, amazing. Blowing out the Patriots at Foxborough. There is no better feeling in the NFL than blowing up the Patriots at Foxborough. Other than winning the Super Bowl, it's #1, win the Super Bowl. #2, win a playoff game, and #3, blow out the Patriots at Foxborough. That's the closest thing to winning the Super Bowl that I've ever seen the Miami Dolphins do, but that shit was amazing, all right? But there's still a game that I like better than that, and that is #1. #1 game that I've ever watched, my favorite Dolphins game that I ever watched the most. It had me at the edge of my seat. Honorable mention real quick. Honorable mention is Bengals versus the Dolphins in 2013 when Cameron Wake had a walk-off sack and we won that game and went to OT. That was crazy. That was the honorable mention. That doesn't count. But listen, my favorite Dolphins game of all time came 2 years ago under Adam Gase, Buffalo Bills, Week 16. Now, this is the game that pretty much wrapped up our playoff spot as a wild card. And it was so crazy because I don't even know how to fathom the whole game. Like, you gotta watch the game. Like, it was back and forth, back and forth. We started out with the lead, and they got the lead. In the fourth quarter, man, I'm trying to tell y'all should have seen how I reacted. First of all, I kick and missed the fucking kick, so I was mad as shit. I'm talking about I couldn't stand Andrew Frank's punk ass, right? And next thing you know, the Bills are up 3, and you guys remember this game. If you're a Dolphins fan, it's like, put it this way, I can't explain to y'all the whole game, but all I know is it was 40 seconds left, right? We were like a little bit past the midfield, down 3, okay? This is for our playoff life right here, man. This is for me to see my team make the playoffs for the first time since 2008, okay? Down 3. We're by that midfield. Damian Williams catches a ball with 40 seconds left. We had no timeout. After Andrew Franks had just missed a 30-yarder, he catches the ball, doesn't run out of bounds, right? So guess what happens? He doesn't run out of bounds. The clock keeps ticking with 40 seconds left. It's 4th down. We have to rush our kicker out, Andrew Franks, for a 57-yard rushed field goal after he had missed like a 30 or that was like a 44-yarder that he had just now missed earlier in the quarter. So, and we're down 3. This is to get to the playoffs. Y'all remember it? And I'm like, bro, holy shit, what the like? I did not know if he was gonna make it or not. Like, I was so scared. Like, I really didn't think he was gonna make it. And how I was watching it, y'all know, I have to watch it on like websites and shit, like bootleg websites. So it's so blurry when I'm watching. I'm like, bro, please, God, don't miss this field goal. I'm gonna tell y'all how I was watching the game. I was in and I found better links now, so I don't watch it like this no more. But I was in a Facebook group on about a Miami Dolphins fan group. I was watching somebody else record their TV with their phone on Facebook Live. That's how I used to have to watch Dolphins games. I was not missing Dolphins games. I was not missing that shit. I'm talking about he rushed onto that field and barely made that field goal. We went to OT, ended up winning the game, and ended up making the playoffs. You guys, if you just watch the highlights of that game, and if you a Dolphins fan, man, your heart was racing. I wish I could have a playoff win as one of my favorite all-time Dolphins games, but unfortunately, I've never seen one to this day. Hopefully, that changes this year. But anyways, those are my favorite Dolphins games, 1 through 5 of all time. 5 through 1 of all time. My favorite Dolphins games that I could remember. Just in a lot of Dolphins games, like I said, I also remember this other Dolphins game we were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers in the snow, and I remember they scored on like the last play of the game and they reversed it because they ran out of bounds. I love that game too, but it didn't make this list. All right, anyways, get in the comment section. Like I said, let me know what you guys' favorite Dolphins games of your lifetime are. I might check them out, check out the highlights, see if I remember them. Season's about to start. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 6 counting away. It's your boy K Flex, and I'm out.
I remember I wanted for the quit so many times, but I knew this moment would come. Now it's my time. I gotta make up for all them nights that my mama cried. I'm going in, I'm putting